What's up, YouTube world? This is your boy Aaron Malpica with another low budget, low quality sneaker review. There's nothing low budget or low quality about this pair. In fact, this is the best thing that's happened to me all day. Shout out to FedEx for delivering on the Sabbath. I didn't even know they did that, so that was a pleasant surprise. My favorite soccer team just got absolutely annihilated by our hated rival, so this is probably the best thing I'm going to do all day, because other than that, I'm probably going to mope around until the Jazz game starts. So everyone, stay tuned. Check this.
Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the box. Now, this is by far the prettiest box I have ever seen a shoe come in. So right on the front, you have Yurt, which is the name of the shoe. Peace be the journey, which I guess is the line. Here you have a bunch of little Yurts, really cool. Here you have a Peace be the journey with New Balance branding. Here you have some trees. Now, this is Bob Ross worthy. Underneath the lid, you have these men who I assume live in yurts wearing them. But let's look at the yurts instead. Here you go in all the glory. New Balance gray. Perfect, hairy suede. Here you see how buttery it is. I can't speak anymore. Here you have the Salehe Bembury tag. Here you have some New Balance branding. And here you have some Absorb, which is the most comfortable sole in my opinion. Here you have a whistle. We'll talk more about that in a bit. It also has your branding on it. Here you have a tongue on the outside. It's actually a pretty well, matched shoe. The bottom is rubber. Really good traction. You could wear these for hiking. I personally wouldn't, but there was that inspiration for them. Here you have a ripstop tongue with New Balance white tag stitched on it. The inside, on the insole, you have a blue, which I think is really cool contrast. Salehe Bembury and New Balance. Insole has that blue padded, bumpy eggshell type. Really comfortable. Very breathable. You have some really thick mesh. I've never seen mesh so thick. Usually when I think of mesh, I think of like the Air Max 90s or the Air Max 3s. Just a sweet overall shoe. On this side, it looks like it could be an air bubble, but really it's nothing. In fact, if you were to wear these outside, if it's snowing or if there's dirt, it's gonna get trapped in there. But let's look at the top side. We have some white flat laces. I really like these laces because they're not stretchy like other New Balance shoes. These are pretty firm. In fact, at the tips, they're actually in a gray color tone. I actually think it's a really cute touch. There isn't any Salehe Bembury branding on the laces, but I still think they go really well. They contrast. I picked these up from eBay. We'll talk about that in a later segment. But here we have a close-up. In this portion, you can really appreciate the hairy suede. Now, these are typical New Balances. They're not typical because these aren't made in the USA or in England. These are actually made in an Asian country. I'm actually unsure which one, but that doesn't matter because New Balance will not drop the ball. Here on the outside, on the sole, on the midsole, you could really appreciate that pattern. Almost feels like a basketball with just the grooves in there. Some people think the shoe is a little chunky, but once you wear them, I actually find them not as chunky. In fact, they probably feel like Yeezy 500s, if we're being honest. They have that same feel. Here we have some more of the whistle. We'll go ahead and play with that in a bit. But I know a lot of people didn't like this shoe because of the whistle, but I'm glad they hated it. As mentioned, this is a 574 New Balance model, but it's different than your standard prototypical silhouette, and I really appreciate the creativity they let Salehe work with these. In fact, I hope that we get more variations of models just because, it's unique. It's something different. It's catchy, and I personally appreciate just turning heads. Here we see the label that comes on the box, and now let's get to the best part. Okay, so I wore jeans on purpose just so that you could appreciate. Now, just for reference, these are Levi 541's, also known as the best Levi's in my opinions. The reason I wore these is so that you can appreciate how the whistle's like completely hidden. So, like I said, the whistle is not a problem for me. I purposely left the right one uncovered just so you could see what it looks like if you do wear skinny jeans. But as you can see, it almost looks like a regular pull tag. There really isn't that much. Now, I guess it could be unhygienic if you wear these all day and then blow straight into them, but that's not my business. But as you can see, they look chunky in person, but now that you're wearing them on feet, that's not an issue. Here, I'm going to pull up my pants a bit just so that you can admire my skinny ankles, so that you can see for yourself how they're not as chunky once you're wearing them. By the way, I recommend going a half size down. Typically, I'm a size 11, but I got these in a 10.5 and I have zero regrets. I feel like this is a true one-to-one feel.
Overall, I'm actually really happy I decided to pull the trigger on them. It's not that bad at all, especially with the type of jeans that I wear. I usually never wear joggers or slim jeans just because of my body type. So I don't feel like the whistle is going to be an issue at all. In fact, it feels like a normal pull tab. It's not even that, I guess you could say, it doesn't even stick out that much. It's not that big of a deal. I'm actually a big fan of the whistle, so if I get lost wearing these, you'll be able to find me easily. I'm glad that this is probably the least hyped Salehe Bembury collab, especially compared to the other two. The really nice aqua one, the water be thy guide, and the other ones which are slipping my mind right now. I'll put them up here somewhere. These are actually the cheaper ones, but I actually think these are the most neutral ones, the ones you could probably wear the easiest. And I'm glad I was able to find them for a steal. Shout out to the buyer on eBay who in fact sent me an offer which was even less than what I initially wanted to pay. So it was still a little bit over retail, but I'm glad the resale on these is pretty low. So if you want a pair, go get some yourself. I recommend shopping eBay before going anywhere else, especially because they offer free authenticating and sometimes you get free shipping. And let's see, I ordered these on Thursday. No, sorry. I ordered these Wednesday and today's Sunday and they're already in my hands. So check out how amazingly fast that was. So if you want good value for your money, go with eBay. In the meantime and in between time, peace.